Hello everyone, it's me, Mr. Wellman90, bringing you a list of what I believe are the top meta decks in Master Duel currently at this moment, until we either get a ban list or more product. They are really good. Most of them are very consistent. I've played against all of them on the ladder. I've beaten them and lost to them many times. Yeah, so I guess let's get into it. I believe there's 5. Will be in the title. I believe it should say like top 5, but let's go and start this. So we're starting this with something that I feel like no one's really talking about, but I've played against so many dinos in general, different versions. This one's more of an OTK version than anything, but like the True Draco with Lithosagium and stuff. When it hits your extra deck, they can make VFD. It's real good. It's real consistent. They kill a lot on their first turn. Just in general, even through Pot of Prosperity, the half damage, they still put enough damage on board. It's very standard, I guess, at this point. Not a lot of hand traps, just a lot of gas. It's a very scary deck, especially when I lose the coin flip and they tell me to go first. This is the deck I'm thinking I'm going to play against most of the time, because it's been happening a lot. That or Striker, which actually I did not put on this list because I don't think the deck is very good. Hot takes. But yeah, so they make you go first. They let you build your board and then they break your board. It's pretty good. Nothing really to talk about. It's pretty standard. We got, 3 of those, 3 Amadorns, 3 Babysaurus, 1 Petite Maxi. We got Ash Blossom, Giant Rex. Miscellaneous is at 3. Probably one of the reasons this deck is crazy, because this card shouldn't be at 3. 2 Ovies, which I thought was interesting that was even at 2. 1 Prank, 3 Conductor, 3 Nibiru, 3 Pills, 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Pots, 3 Lost World, 3 Imperm. Most of the extra deck is pot targets, which that's why they're playing 2 of this, 2 of this. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Gustav, 1 thing to go over Gustav. We got Link Kribo and Secure Gardener, so you can make that pill alive with just 1 card. It's pretty cool. Pentastag for that piercing, pretty neat. And then we got Unicorn and Access Code. Again, pretty standard deck, just something I wanted to bring up as the first deck, I guess, because it terrifies me. It's a scary deck. I've lost to it too much. Okay, that's all from that one. Let's move on to the next deck. So next deck I have is Drytron. Drytron is a very good deck going first. And if you are going against it, you'll probably lose unless you open like droplets or something, some way to break their board. They're very consistent. It's very good in bad players' hands. It's even better in good players' hands. I played a game today with somebody who was not a good player, and I still almost lost. Misplays galore. It's the only reason I won. But very good, very consistent, very oppressive board. I think the best version of this deck is the one that can take advantage of pre-prep, because pre-prep plus Dawn of the Herald plus Ben 10 busted. But it's a very simple list. I wasn't playing the one that reveals to draw one, because I just didn't feel like I needed it with all the search cards with Ben 10s and everything. But yeah, so 2 Eve, 3 Thubin, 2 Gamma, 3 Zeta. Arclight is basically, I don't want to say it's replacing Ash, but like it does more than Ash, so I wanted to play 3 of it over 2 of it. And then we got 3 Maxi, 3 Heralds, 1 Natasha. Natasha's really busted. In case they ever have to go second, you can take their whole board. It's pretty good, especially with having 3 Ben 10. And then we got the 3 Ben 10 and the 1 Herald. Just the ultimately, is great because of the whole negating summons. But just the simpleness and the easiness of getting perfection out because of the pre-preps and everything, it's just too good. Then we have Cyber Emergency, 3 preps, 3 pre-preps, 3 Novas, 3 Prosperities, 1 Fafnir, 1 Dawn, and then 1 Medionis. You could not play the Fafnir and play 2 Medionis, or just play 1 Medionis, searchable. I just felt like 42 cards was good. I think it was just a good deck in general. If you're wondering how I was testing this, I was actually testing all this on Dueling Book before I made them on here, because I just didn't want to buy all the cards. So I have experience with all these decks. I played all these decks before I made the lists final. And then we have our Herald targets, which are Entis, Arclight, searching more things. We got our Zeus Maker with its buddy. Mubeta. Mubeta is probably one of the best rank ones in the game. Or, yeah, rank ones. Then we got Beatrice, Karibo, IP, Union Carrier, Unicorn, and we got the big boys. We got Access Code and Boral Sword to end out those games after you stall them out for a turn. I don't really know what to say about this deck. If it goes first and you have no interruptions, I'm sorry, you're probably going to lose if you don't draw a board breaker of some kind. Just even their follow-up after you break their board, if you can't kill them, is still really nuts. Yeah, it's a good deck. Yep. Go on the next one. Cool. Next deck we have is Virtual World. Virtual World is very scary in this format only because of VFD, in my opinion. I actually did not want to put this on the list because I don't think it's that good. That is my opinion, but the numbers do not lie. The amount of people who have lost to this deck in the ladder, in the tournaments people have been holding, this is a good deck. I just feel like when I played it, I did copy a list from somebody because like I don't know how to build this deck, but I did play it, and I felt like I was bricking so much. But if you do not have that luck and you are good at this game, unlike me, great deck. Very simple hand trap lineup. We got Gammas, Maxis, Ashes. You do reveal a lot without monsters on the field. That's why the Gammas are here, because you don't want your Kowloon to get ashed. You got your 2 Nanyans, 3 Lulus, 3 GGs, 3 Laulaus, and 3 Lili. Weird names. Your 3 Pot Desires because you need consistency. Your 3 Kowloons because you need to be able to activate Chuchi as soon as possible. And then we got 3 Qinglongs. When they go to grave, you can banish them to search. We got some E-Tellies because you do play, how many? 5 targets for this. That's pretty good. Call by the Grave because you need your plays to resolve, and then same thing with Crossout because you need your plays to resolve. I haven't put this in any decks, Crossout, because I don't think you need it in most decks, because most decks can play through things. This one cannot, in my opinion. And then you play the 2 Chuchis, 1 to activate, 1 to banish to modulate levels, and then we have, I don't know how to say that, the new gate, the newish gate. It reborns 1 by banishing. Extra X pretty simple. We got just some 6s. We got Charge Warrior, Coral Dragon, Juju. Then we have Cloud Castle, Dragon Mech. Well, that's a long this dragon, or this crocodile thingy, and a Shen Shen. These are your 9s. Those are the 9s you're going to use to make VFD. What I have seen and what I've tried to do at most is always try to make it with a Shen Shen, because then you detach a Shen Shen can come back the next turn. Cloud Castle just makes it easier if you need it. And then we play the, basically I think this is their Zeus Maker more or less, is Break Sword. It's just all around good. Gossip Shadow, you can make it to not get Nibiru'd. I assume that's what this is for. I didn't make it that often. I was kind of like, if you have, you had it kind of attitude. But there was a few times that like they had Nibiru because of just the way they were playing. So I did make it once, maybe twice, but I can't see it being like part of the combo. M7 just is a good rank 6. Beatrice, same thing. Never made fan in my life. And then we've Gaia Charger to go over those. Again, that also helps buff up the Zeus. VFD, ridiculous card. If they get this on you, that's 2 turns of you not playing. So hopefully you can do something about it. And then we got Zeus. So I personally like the Tzolk'in package in this deck a lot more, but it's just not seeing as much play because their focus is on making VFD. That's fine. It's good, but I just like Tzolk'in. I like Crystal Wing. Also, Tzolk'in's a 12. Fun fact. So you can always make Zeus with Tzolk'in and a buffed up or a level modded 9. Pretty neat. Yeah, that's it. I don't think this deck is good, but it's doing really well. I haven't lost to it. I've only played against it a few times, but I've seen it kick some ass, which is pretty good. Okay. Next, we have the best deck to never be played, which is Emancipators with Sekka's Light. I like this version a lot. The Sekka's Light lets you draw, and you don't really like what spells are you really trying to play, really, and so. You max out your hand traps, play Nibiru, you play Ash, all that stuff. Let's go through the list before I get too giddy about it, because I actually really like this deck. It's probably the next deck I'm building on here. They still got the Buster Lock. If you don't know what this card does, if you didn't play in real life or online within the last 2 years, if this is equipped to anything, your opponent doesn't get to summon from the extra deck. It's pretty good. It's pretty busted, especially now Union Carry is legal in this crazy world. So we got Buster Sword, we got 3 Maxis, 3 Doki Dokis. I'm playing a small Prank Kid engine because Meow Meow is a rock and it gets you into another monster, which is pretty good. Or if you get Dropsy summons, gets you into another rock. It's pretty neat. Then you play all the Emancipators, play Seeker, Researcher. If you don't know what they do, they excavate cards, and if they reveal an Earth, is it Earth or just a rock? I had to read this. A non-tuner rock monster, so it doesn't have to be Earth, but they all are Earth anyways. You can summon it. You got your 3 Ashes, your 2 Gigantus. I was playing 1, but then I was missing it at 2 because I just wanted to see it more. Banish an Earth, summon it. 3 Guardian, it's what protects you from Nibiru. That's it. That's what its main use is. Again, 2 Roxys. 3 of the Madolche Petting Sister. Yeah, this one. If you have nothing in your graveyard, special summon it. It's level 4, it's an Earth, it's pretty good. And then another Emancipator does the same thing. Then we have Quackmere Supplier. If it faces a rock monster you control is sent to the graveyard except during damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Pretty good. And then if it is, you can add another Quackmere, which you can add Guardian. And then another reason, besides the Buster Whelp, that this deck is so good is Block Dragon. Block Dragon's at 3. That's bananas. If you don't know what Block Dragon does, you banish 3 Earth monsters from your hand or graveyard and you just summon it back. And then if it leaves the field, you add monsters from your deck, or sorry, is it rock monsters? Yeah, up to 3 rock monsters from your deck that equal 8 stars. You know what? You add a lot, because we got this one that's a 4, this one that's a 2, this one that's a 2, this one that's a 4. This is, this is a 4. You're adding like 2 Emancipators and an extender. It's ridiculous. It's busted. You can also use Union Carry to equip this and then link that Union Carry away. Oh, guess what? Block Dragon left the field, gets its effect. Nuts. I can't believe this card's at 3. It's not here. In TCG, it is banned. 1 Nibiru, just because. You can search it with Granite. You can reveal it and summon it also. And then we got Sekka's Light. Sekka's Light is if you have no spells or traps in your graveyard, you can draw 2 cards. Then you can banish this card. Separate effect. You can banish this card, put a card, or what was it? Reveal 1 monster, shuffle into the deck, draw another card. So it inherently removes itself from the graveyard, so you can activate another Sekka's Light later. Because if you have any spells and traps, you cannot. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Busted. Extra deck. Extra deck is pretty standard. It's pretty standard, like build a board, break my board. Except with Buster Lock. So I think more or less you end on an Arclight and a Savage, and then Raptide's pretty good. It's a DD Crow, and then Drageye is a spell trap negate. Sometimes you end on them. Raptite's more of a climb, but then we have Granite. Granite searches you any rock monster, like Nibiru or whatever you really need to search. Then we have Link Spider, just in case we get a Nibiru token. Then we have, also it's an Earth, which... then we have Meow Meow Mew again, Rock, it's an Earth. We have Needle Fiber for Needle Fiber shenanigans. We got back row removal, Phoenix, IP, Union Carrier, busted card, Nightmare Unicorn. We got Saruja, Appaloosa, and a access code. Yeah, so this deck, going first, this deck pops off. It's crazy. I played against it. I maxed it. I thought I was good. It played through that max C, got me down to like 4 cards in deck with a board I could not break. Because I had Appaloosa plus Guardian. I had Nibiru in hand, but only one Nibiru. My other one was still in the deck. And like, it was just like, the fact that it gave me so many cards and still won was ridiculous and was crazy. But yeah, no, super good deck. This probably should have been the #1 like meta deck ever on this list, but I didn't put them in any real order. I know they have numbers on them. It's just, that's the order I made them in. Yeah, so I guess let's move on to the last deck. It's going to be hard to follow this one up, but the last deck is still one of my favorite decks anyways. But so let's see what it is. Here we are. It's the last meta deck of my top 5 list. Again, not in any real order. I think they're all equally good, but Eldritch has a special part in my heart, especially this version, because you get to play Lava Golem, which I love that card. You also get to play 3 of the Eldritch, which is great. You normally only play 2. And then, Reasoning, because why not? This deck's crazy. I saw someone build it, and it was as a concept, and I was like, that's really interesting. And I played it. I tweaked it a little bit. I ended up putting Lost Winds in for the Reasonings, and then, again, all the Eldritch traps trigger in the graveyard. The fact that you play 3 skill drains, ridiculous. You draw a card. I don't know. Let's go through Decklist real fast, and I'll gush about it later. So we got 3 Lava Golems to break those boards. 3 Golden Lords, because it's the best card in the deck. 3 Reasonings to get to those Golden Lords. Pot of Extravagance, draw 2. Curse Eldland, search whatever you need. Torrential, because when you come back, a lot of times you can't be destroyed, but they can. Lost Wind, for 2 reasons. It negates in halves, and then if it's in the graveyard and they summon from the extra deck, you can reset it. So if you mill it off Reasoning, extra utility. Sanguine brings out your Golden Lord from deck or graveyard. Solemn Strike, you know what's really good? Herald, you know what Herald does lose to? Solemn Strike, always. 100% will always lose Solemn Strike because it can't do anything about it. Golden Land Forever, it's another judgment type card. I think I would probably bump it down to 1. Maybe put Vanity's Emptiness instead. It doesn't come up as much as I'd like it to. Imperial Order, you're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 traps, or 8 spells. Imperial Order, doesn't hurt you. Same thing with Rivalry. Rivalry doesn't hurt you at all, because you know what you're playing? Just zombies. Worst case scenario, they have a fiend, you give them a fiend, and then you special summon a zombie. Super cool. Skill Drain, what effects are you activating on the field? None. But guess who's bigger? Most of the time, you. Who doesn't like DD Crow and a pop? This deck's great. I love this deck. This deck's super fun. I could build it on here because it's actually not that expensive either. Golden Lords, I think, is like the most expensive card in here, and I have most of the other ones. Oh, Strikes are also Ultras. But besides that, super fun deck. This is probably one of the best meta decks to go second, if it has to, because you can just set a bunch and most time hope for the best. Rivalry, flip a Rivalry, they have to negate it, try to negate it, you strike them, you start clearing their board slowly. Extra X, nothing really special. You play Pleiades because you can make it with the traps. You play these guys because you make it with the Golden Lords. This goes over those. Help you make Zeus. Umduck instead of Link Spider for no real reason. I just have Umducks. I also have a Link Spider, but I thought it'd be neat to actually use it. And then we got double Nightmare Phoenix, just again for that removal, and then double Sucker. As you see, we play a lot of 2-ofs because of Extravagance, but besides that, who really needs the extra deck when you have Gold Lord coming back every turn? It's pretty neat, or just staying on the field and backing for game. Yep. So those are my meta deck picks for this current season right now of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Will it change? Probably. People are discovering new things and new strategies every day. I can't imagine this list lasting longer than a month, if even that. But when the new decks show up, I will make another video and let you guys know what I think is the best deck after that. If you couldn't tell, I think Emancipators right now is probably the best deck. But I think they all have really good strengths and they're all really good in general. I did not put Sky Striker on this list, and I did not put Tri Brigade on this list or Prank Kids, because I do think those are good decks, and those are decks that I have played in Master Duel to climb the ladder, but I think they don't have as much impact as the just because yeah, unfortunately. If you found any of this information useful, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I do try to stream on Twitch at least twice a week. I do work a full-time job, so it is a little difficult. I also stream on YouTube simultaneously. So if you'd like to go there, give a follow. Links are in the description. I also have my Master Duel ID in the bottom. If you'd like to follow me on here. I don't know what it does, except for make the numbers look cool. Yeah. Again, this is our meta right now. Hopefully it will change soon so it doesn't get too boring. I love it. I'm loving it a lot. Yeah. Have a good night. Hope you keep enjoying Master Duel as much as I am. See you later.
I can feel I'm changing. I don't know if I'll ever go back. All the ways that you make me, build me up on the things I like.